Hello and welcome back to Captain Marvel Monday, the late edition. And here we have some stuff from Cosmic Book News. It's cosmicbook.news, not .com. Brie Larson responds to Captain Marvel horrible comic fans. You fanboys, you toxic fanboys, you toxic, I don't know. You know who you are. You definitely know who you are. You're out there saying bad things and not buying the freaking comic books as well. Here's Brie Larson to scream at you, all right? She's going to yell at you. Yeah! The release of Captain Marvel movie early this year saw lots of controversies. How did they get controversy out of that? There's an in there. Similar to Disney's Star Wars The Last Jedi, which saw fans often offer up their dissatisfaction with Brie Larson and the approach to the character in the MCU. Yeah, I will say there was a lot of, I thought, stupid stuff. She doesn't emote. I mean, I thought that was a meme until I actually heard people, the fandom ministers, saying that. And I'm like, the channel did talk to you. Who cares? She's only doing what she's been told to do as an actress. She's not the director. She's not the writer. I don't care if she's a good actress or a bad actress. It doesn't matter. They're doing what they're told, okay? If you have a problem with how the character is being handled, the writer, the producer, the director, aim at that. Now, if they say, well, we tried to get her to do that, but we couldn't fire her, that's a different story, but they never said that. An interview over at Variety, which is basically nothing more than a fluff piece. Of course it is. The interviewer calls these fans horrible comic fans and asks Brie Larson, I'm going to see if I can find that, her take on them. However, credit to Larson, she doesn't take the bait. Okay, well, this ought to be interesting. There are horrible comic book fans who were rooting against it because it had a woman lead character and because of your politics. Right on the second part, because of your politics, yeah, because you were saying hateful things, but not that part. I guess somewhere in the very bowels of silliness, you'll find 5 or 6 people that were like, it's got a woman, oh my God. Considering all of the movies that have happened since then, before then, people made YouTube videos about wanting the movie to bomb. They did. Oh yeah, I didn't even know. Well, okay. Okay, so this must be the question. Interviewer attempts to bait Brie Larson. The interviewer continues with the mention that the comic wars are hideous, which again doesn't see Brie Larson take the bait. It's a hideous world, the comic wars. I don't have time for it, The things that I have extra time to really look at, like, am I eating healthy food? Am I drinking water? Am I meditating? Have I called my mom today? All important. More recently, guess maybe it's because of Captain Marvel. I've got a lot of journalists be like, I can speak this way when I want to, go, oh my God, but I don't know if I can read it. How often do you Google yourself? I'm like, I never Google myself. Yeah, not in public anyway. We Google ourselves in private. I genuinely never needed to look at the internet to explain to me who I am. That's good. I'm extremely committed to do that in my day-to-day life. I'm committed to do that. Okay, there's really nothing more pleasurable to me than observing my mind. Okay, and interrogating myself. Okay, it is a thing I've done since I was a child. All right, I will do for as long as I can. I'm getting ahead of myself trying to read this. I need to slow down. But I've also been super committed to having people in my life that I believe if I start veering too far in a direction, there should be a comma somewhere around here, and I need to change something or work on something that they'll make me, take me to dinner and be like, hey, I'm noticing this. I feel like you should look at that. Okay, yeah. I also have been super committed to having people in my life that I believe, comma, if I start veering off direction and I need to change something or work on something, comma, this comma here needs to be there between believe and if. I know I do these commentaries all the time. When you have a mission of things that you want to do and my time and my energy is so limited, it just becomes so clear as to what, okay, so if this is again, to me, this is the real Brie Larson, and her saying, people, middle-aged white men who didn't like a Wrinkle in or is it Wrinkle in Time? The movie wasn't made for it. I mean, that's kind of true. But so this is where I don't know how much of it is coaching and how much is like, oh my God, I got to deal with this again. And she's just blunt. Like she's tired of the BS and she's just going to be blunt. Also admitted that she doesn't have a clue about Captain Marvel suit. No one does. Kevin Feige has said Captain Marvel is leading the next phase, 4 and 5. Yet phase 4 has no Captain Marvel movie. If we get one, I'm sure there'll be a Captain Marvel 2 at some point. I shouldn't say if, when we get one. It really feels like it's going to be in phase 5. I think they should let Black Panther lead the Avengers. And mainly because Sony's doing with Spider-Man. But I think because you have an actual leader. But again, he's supposed to be a prince of a country. I don't know if he has time to lead a team. Contestant, I'll take. So this is some comments very quickly. I take movies for $400. I don't have time for it, Captain Marvel. Every interview that this woman devolves into the most pretentious drivel. I must miss something because I don't see this pretentious drivel. I think she's just tired of the BS. I mean, she might be very most actors are narcissistic, so that's just kind of the territory. Most entertainers are. Response to Captain Marvel, horrible. The photo of Brie Larson is a horrible one. The article does not lambast her, surprisingly, but those who didn't read the article, have a negative conclusion. He didn't really talk about it. I like it. Psychological bent of my mind is something else, man. It really is. Okay, everything you do with your article is well thought out and meticulously planned. Acceptance must be considered. In a funny way, I do admire you. You're extremely well versed in the art of attempted manipulation of the human mind. Okay. They read, obviously, you're. Yep. There's another fake news. So, can we look at this? There it is. There's the Brie Larson interview, I guess. I don't want to get. I don't know what that is. Is a commercial or whatever. We don't have the capture in the right spot. Creating a symbol with Captain Marvel. I got to find. There's an article that. I found an article where it talks about, being the first this, the first that, and it even deals with Black Panther, how she isn't. We've had other Marvel movies that were female led. They didn't do as well, and they didn't have but you have Kate Beckinsale was the female lead of. It was one of those vampire werewolf. Oh, I can see it. I can't remember the name. Shoot, I know somebody's going to put it in the comments. Awesome. Go all back to Ripley and Alien. Okay, so we can go back to 79, 78, female-led movie, action movie, horror movie. And you also have Mia Jovovich in the Resident Evil series. What was that, 5, 6 movies? Female-led, action movie, superhero in many ways. So this is just this generation's female-led action movie. It's really, there's no groundbreaking here. They want to pretend, but that's it. But I actually like her responses. I do not have any. This is, if this is who she really is, and she likes, I'm eating healthy, and really if she's busy enough that doesn't have time to really look up stuff, that's great. That is actually probably better than Googling yourself and going, oh, they hate me. But this is the Brie Larson we need to see more of, and not, hey, does Brie Larson work out when you did your Google video? Hey, was that a personal attack? That's the kind of BS people don't like, because it probably wasn't. Because people searching because you had to get in shape for Captain Marvel. So do you work out? What's your workout routine look like? How are you doing? We can critique that, and it's kind of a mamby-pamby. It's not a very great workout, and her lack of physique shows that. But if it was good enough for the producers and the directors and they liked the results, then hey, that's, as fans, we can be critical of that, but we're not doing the hiring and we're not spending the money to make the movie. Now we are spending the money whether or not we want to go to it. So when you have an actress who kind of puts the audience off, these kind of comments, I think the movie would have been slightly better accepted as it was with the comments from this Brie Larson as opposed to the one we got. But Captain Marvel as a whole is a comic book that just keeps getting rebooted for decades, and just the latest generation is full of SJW politics and just keeps getting rebooted, and it flops every time. At some point, someone's going to figure this out, but I don't find anything worth criticizing in this article, even though it's short. But maybe I'm just old and short-sighted. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks so much for subscribing. This year is starting out fantastic. It's awesome, and I appreciate everybody who's been supporting this channel. And let me know what the types of things you want to see. I've got lots of stuff planned, and we'll see how we can get to it. All right. Thank you very much, and goodbye. And then we are live and in person. I can't hear myself. Why is it? I mean, it's my ears because I should be my input's really loud, but my output's, yeah, I don't know. I'll boost it, but I don't know. Whoa. See, and then I hear I can definitely hear her typing. All right, 3, 2, 1.